Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Amplid Killswitch. This board features Amplid's cruise camber, which is a mellow traditional camber underfoot with a rocker in the nose. So what you're going to get is the load, pop, snap, and drive from that camber section, where you're going to get ease of entry in and out of turns due to that rocker zone, as well as more optimal powder float. This board is only available in 158. I rode this board at Copper Mountain a day that had overcast skies, puking snow, you had chop chunder, leftover pow, just typical mid-season powder day conditions, and I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. The best way to describe the flex in this board is that resort freeride flex. It's not a full-blown plank, but it's also not like middle of the road. It's kind of just somewhere in between there. It is directional, so you get slightly softer nose, progressively stiffening back up to the tail with a noticeable amount of torsional flex, but nothing that's super overwhelming with it. Now, when it comes to stability, you do feel a little bit of chatter from the nose resonating back underfoot just from that rocker zone, and really the only flap you see is way out at the tip. It's not like so bad that it's closer towards that front insert pack. And when you're just cruising a groomer or on something smooth, you really don't feel anything. It's those bigger, harder jarring hits that leave more to be desired underfoot. Those can really buck you with this board. It just doesn't do as good of a job absorbing them as other decks out there. The camber profile is mellow and easy to engage. It just feels like a board you've loaded up 100 times and you're gonna get snapped. It's not the most reactive out there, so don't expect a boost to the moon, but it's got more than enough to get the job done. With the way the camber profile and the flex of this board work together, let's just say you're gonna put in a little bit more effort to butter with it. It's not the stiffest thing out there, but if you're popping a 180 trying to press into the nose, you're gonna put a little more work in than you think, and it's probably gonna fight you a little bit with the tail. It's definitely gonna fight you. The edge-to-edge power transmission on this board is smooth and quick, but it's not something that just screams this is a carving machine. It's more of just a cruiser type board than anything. And short, tight, quick carves, medium, mellow carves, even deep, hard carves, they're solid. When you're on edge, you feel locked in. The one thing to really note though is when you're driving a hard carve, it disengages that front foot and really just powers off that rear foot. So the more pressure you put into your knee to drive it from the center back, the more it's going to disengage that front, and you're really just going to end up locking it in under that back foot when you're swooping a carve. Who's this board for? The resort freeride guy that has a little bit of a powder focus to it. When it comes to the Amplid line, I don't think this is the board for me. It pops okay, it drives okay, it carves okay. It's not something that I would just gravitate towards for me personally. Overall, it's an easy ride. It's very forgiving. It's consistent, just like the rest of the Amplid line. This one just, to me, didn't stick out as being something that I would gravitate towards and be like, yeah, that's what I want. I was more like, oh, if I have to, I guess I can do it. Comparable boards, the K2 Excavator, the Yes Optimistic, the Jones Mind Expander. Binding recommendations, the Rome Cleaver, the Union Atlas, the Nitro Phantom. This has been my review of the Amplid Killswitch. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you gonna buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here, do you want to support us further? Swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.